For 44 plus years that we've been missionaries, Light for the Lost has been our constant partner in church planting and evangelism. We did daily radio ministry that could be heard in every single province of Thailand. People would write in by the thousands. Every one of those received a piece of Light for the Lost literature. We got them enrolled in Global University. They were taking courses that were provided by Light for the Lost. But as I was doing those evangelistic crusades, I'd bump up against countries like communist Cambodia, communist Laos, and my heart was seized by these broken countries that were just so desperate, particularly Cambodia. It was still in civil war, and we found a broken-hearted country. We lay down at night, and mortar shells were falling on the edge of the city. We could hear machine gun fire in the street. We walked the streets, 65,000 orphan children, war orphan children, were walking the streets of the cities of Cambodia. And we said, we've got to do something about this. Yesterday I was looking through some old pictures from our missionary career, and I found some from Cambodia. And one of them had a picture of a little boat in it. And it reminded me of when a farmer was sitting on the banks of the Mekong River, and he looked down and he saw this little boat that had washed up to the shore. It seemed to be empty, so he thought, well, I found myself a boat. When he got down to it, it wasn't empty. There's a little boy laying in it. He was around 8 or 9 years old. He was unconscious, really, I suppose, asleep. The farmer woke him up. He was poor, his ribs showed, he was just filthy. The farmer asked him what his name was, and he didn't even know his own name. Asked him where he came from, he didn't know. Asked him about family, he said, I don't have any family. The farmer knew that we had an Assemblies of God orphanage nearby, and so he lifted the little boy up and he took him to the orphanage. The orphanage took him in, and they gave him a bed and a blanket and a bowl and a Bible. A Bible provided by Light for the Lost. They taught him, as they taught the other orphans, how to read that Bible, and the Bible storybooks that were provided by Light for the Lost. He grew up knowing Jesus. They named him Moses. Like so many of the other kids, as soon as he knew enough to understand, he accepted Jesus as his Savior. Today, more than 30 years after we started those orphanages, many of those orphans went to our Bible school, where they were taught by materials provided by Light for the Lost, and they came out. And so many of them are pastoring Cambodian Assemblies of God churches. So these kids received a Light for the Lost Bible as children and in an orphanage. And as pastors today, they're preaching from Cambodian Fire Bibles that is empowering them in the ministry that they're performing. Light for the Lost, God bless you. Thank you so much for what you've done, not just for Cambodia, but all of the countries that we have partnered with in 44 years.